Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. I'm going to maybe make this a relatively quick video. You never know how it ends up working out with me. I've noticed a shift in the trend, and I thought I'd like to talk about it for at least a couple of seconds, where I've seen first up, a couple of things have been happening, and I've been noticing a large number of what I would sometimes, or maybe other people would call Bitcoin maximalists. And even maybe Ethereum maximalists starting to talk about the possibility of XRP pushing past Bitcoin in price and therefore one day becoming the number one coin. There are a couple of things that have brought about this discussion. This happened in 2017. There was a major bit of hype when it came to XRP / Coinbase, and Coinbase adding XRP and therefore XRP becoming the number one coin. It got up relatively high on price just on hype alone, on the prospect of Coinbase adding it. And now we have a situation where XRP has constantly taken over Ethereum, I think at least 4 or 5 times over the last 2 months. And it doesn't seem to be a mistake. It doesn't seem to be based off of hype. It seems to be actually off of what people are now assuming could be the actual usage of XRP, and therefore the volume of the entire system kind of completely expanding. I found this, I guess, the most interesting simply because this article is actually from a website called Bitcoinist, and they typically, if you haven't gotten from the name, care about Bitcoin as like their number one spot, and the thing that they kind of really talk about. If you've been a fan of Ripple / XRP for quite some time, you know this entire story, the whole spiel. A lot of people who are in, like I said, into that community, that type of coin. Me, I'm part of it. If you have not noticed, we've thought for quite some time that this is eventually going to happen. And what we see happening is something that we've called a decoupling. And whether it's just even an anomaly at this point or exactly what's going on, no one can really say. But we see that there have been many times over the last 2 months, and I think that's about the same exact time frame that we've gotten from Brad Garlinghouse talking about that XRapid was actually live. We've seen huge spikes in the price of XRP, and also, once again, passing Ethereum multiple times in I guess market cap and not even overall price, but the entirety of this. It's been my thought for quite some time, just for a little bit of my spin on things, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people have thought the exact same thing when it comes to what exactly is happening with XRapid. And I told you guys before, there were people who were commenting that they thought that the moment XRapid got turned on, that the price of XRP would shoot up to $395 million. I thought that was a bit unrealistic. I feel like what the Ripple team has been doing, especially when it comes to the entire, Ripple is trying to take over a system that's been in place for quite some time, and you have to tread lightly on very thin ice, because you never know if the other competition is going to try and break it below you. And what we've seen since XRapid has been activated is that they have a number of smaller institutions, smaller banks and stuff like that have announced that they have already started using the XRapid protocol in order to send money back and forth. And this is kind of what people think is the movement of it. My opinion, I'm pretty sure at some point, especially when we've had news from Brad Garlinghouse, I don't have any other articles here, but he's been in the news a lot the last 3 weeks, calling XRP Bitcoin 2.0 and kind of just ruffling a lot of feathers. Eventually, we're going to see a point where the amount of volume that's actually flowing through XRP is going to be, at least in my opinion, based on the information that we've had for at least about 9 months at this time, and the other banks and institutions and companies and exchanges who have announced that they're going to be using XRP either as their base currency on their exchange or as through XRapid to be able to source liquidity back and forth to send money around the world. At some point, XRP's volume is probably going to go higher than Bitcoin, and I don't mean during like a bear market. I mean during an actual bull market. Coinbase completely aside, not even adding in the fact that Coinbase may potentially one day in the future, if we are so graced by their presence with them adding XRP, it's kind of mathematical that the volume that will be passing through XRP is going to push past Bitcoin. And I think when that does eventually happen, that's going to be a very weird day for a lot of people who have been naysayers of XRP, or simply because I think it's going to become as a bit of a shock to them. On the entire topic as well, we have information that the the transaction volume that's been happening on XRapid has actually been higher than the transaction volume that's been happening on cryptocurrency exchanges. And this is interesting because this means that people are either sending enormous amounts of XRP back and forth between each other, or people are now using XRP in order to source liquidity. You can see that there's actually a website. I don't have it yet. Actually, if you type in XRP charts, you should pretty easily find it on Google. It tells you the amount of XRP that are currently in existence, and it shows you like the burn rate of it happening. And people are looking at the correlation between the actual volume that's happening on cryptocurrency exchanges and also transactions that are happening back and forth between XRP. And yeah, I mean, it's all kind of self-explanatory from the numbers, I guess, but for those who may be listening, it's around $500 million when it comes to the trade volume and all the exchanges. And in general, payments that are happening through the XRP ledger is actually $610 million. And also there's another one around here. This was noted by, if I'm not mistaken, the YouTuber, his name is Alex Cobb. This was actually months ago. For those who don't watch his channel, this is not me hyping him up. He has not paid me to like talk about his channel, but I think when he talks about XRP, like you can feel there's like a deep desire, like he like truly understands exactly what's going on, at least to some extent. I don't know the kid, but when he talks about it, he's been finding out that a lot of large numbers have been flowing through the XRP ledger. Like even this, like a couple of them last over here, 200 million XRP, 760 million XRP. He caught certain numbers that were happening months and months back, and a lot of people kind of flagged it as either a mistake. Maybe someone was testing XRP, maybe they were testing XRapid and they were trying to send a huge batch of money back and forth. But it seems like to me now, especially since we have information that the Ripple team a couple of months ago they had like record numbers for one of the quarters or something like that. And it appears like to me that large numbers of people are now buying up huge amounts of XRP and storing them somewhere, whether it be in a custody something, whether it be on a Ledger Nano. I don't know exactly how people store their stuff. And I said this before, and I will say it again. I think a lot of people aren't really paying attention to how much cryptocurrencies, whether it be Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, is actually flowing in the actual ecosystem. A lot of people think that the number that they see as far as like the, what's it called? Like the circulating value of all the coins flowing around is actually that number that's floating around at any given point. Based on how low that the price of XRP at this moment is, especially from where it was before, I can only assume, as we know that larger institutions have also been buying up Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's partly my guess and partly because we had news that there are definitely banks out there who are also doing it. I'm going to assume as well, because of the low price of XRP at the moment, especially because of what it's going to be used for and when it's actually properly being used, especially by dozens of banks. Like Brad Garlinghouse said that the value of it will easily, in my opinion, surpass where we were last time. And I think we got up to a maximum of $3.60. I think that's going to be a drop in the bucket from where we will eventually be. I won't give you any numbers because I think at this point it's kind of ridiculous for me to say that I think XRP is going to hit, so-and-so number eventually. So therefore gobble it up right now. Eventually this is going to happen. And like I said, I thought it was quite interesting that a Bitcoin website was talking about something like this. No one really knows. No one ever knows anything in the cryptocurrency space if this is all going to happen. But it is something to kind of think about. The way that the market has been moving, we've been waiting for coins to decouple from Bitcoin, wherein Bitcoin has been completely trending sideways for quite some time. On the other side of this as well, we see that Bitcoin Cash has also been decoupling from the price of Bitcoin by trending downwards, even when Bitcoin has been going completely sideways. But even during very harsh times in the market, XRP is usually the first coin to recover. It usually recovers a lot stronger than other coins, whether that be because the XRP community has bound together in a stronger fashion, or simply because a lot of the institutions are now actually using a lot of these coins, or simply because they're buying up huge portions of them. I guess it's kind of anyone's guess. In my opinion, I would say we probably have, I don't think 3 months. I don't even think the first half of 2019. That is bull market pending. But I would say by the end of 2019, there should be a strong indication of if this is ever going to happen. I think people call the event the rippening. Don't quote me on that. I feel like I've heard that many times before. People thought for quite some time that Ethereum was going to actually end up passing Bitcoin. Ethereum is not in the slumps, but since we've had proper clarification from Vitalik Buterin and other people that plasma could potentially, maybe, we're not sure, be on the way, but they said that the full implementation of the end of Constantinople, first of all, Constantinople is not happening until 2019, and I think the full upgrades are probably not going to be rolled out until 2020 for Ethereum, so that leaves a bit more time, especially when we have news that XRapid is already activated. And I'm fairly certain, should a bull market pick up, XRP is probably going to be one of the largest winners. This is not financial advice. This is not me telling you to go out there and buy XRP, but you kind of get what I'm saying. XRP has pretty strong legs right now. I think a lot of people are anticipating some type of a bull market, and should, I don't even want to say it. I don't want to make Coinbase a part of it, the equation, but we all know logically that if Coinbase does say something, it's been my opinion for quite some time. I'm not sure exactly how long a lot of you have been listening. If we have a bull market that lasts for about, let's say, a good 7-8 weeks, not even months, 7-8 weeks, and we get some type of news from Coinbase that they're going to be adding XRP will then become the number one coin. There's no doubt in any portion of my mind. But as of right now, just based on simple utility, I guess at this point it's anyone's guess. Like I said, I just wanted to. I have these thoughts going through my head when it comes to things about cryptocurrencies, and a lot of times I'm like, maybe I should have made a video about that just to kind of get a discussion going, because it is nice to talk about these things. No one really wants to focus too much on a bear market all the time, or even, realistically, we've had tons of good news the last couple of months, so it feels like we're in like a weird psychedelic bear market where the prices keep going down, but the good news just keeps on coming. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening. Wherever you are, wherever you might be, I hope it's absolutely amazing. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.